The heating season is approaching, and I would like to touch on the topic of condensate, the reasons for its formation, how to reduce the amount of condensate, in which cases and what we can do ourselves, and when it is necessary to call a service specialist. To begin with, the complete combustion of natural or liquefied gas produces only two main components. These are carbon dioxide and water vapor. For it to condense, it is necessary to significantly lower the temperature of the flue gases. This most often occurs on the cold elements of the boiler. Most frequently, this cold element is the primary heat exchanger. Condensate can form on the primary heat exchanger at temperatures up to 50 degrees. The heat exchanger itself is made of pure oxygen-free copper. However, copper actively interacts with condensate. To reduce its impact, a special alloy of aluminum with silicon is used, which covers almost the entire heat exchanger, allowing the minimum temperature of the heat carrier to be reduced to 35 degrees. Nevertheless, such a coating will not 100% protect your heat exchanger. Therefore, temperatures below 50 degrees are recommended only at the very beginning and end of the heating season, for no more than 1.5 months per season. After the primary heat exchanger, the now moist, cooled flue gases are sent to the chimney. It is important that the slope is between 3 to 5 degrees and that it is directed not towards the boiler but outside. Since condensate will also form in the flue, it is important that the condensate drains outside and not onto the primary heat exchanger. But the most problems for people are caused by condensate that forms near the pressure switch. Despite the fact that pressure switches often operate under vacuum due to diffusion, moist flue gases enter the impulse tube. At the same time, it is actively cooled by the incoming cold air from outside, which causes the formation of condensate droplets directly in the tube. And these droplets are often the cause of blockage and incorrect operation of the pressure switch. In our boilers, we have upgraded this system. The connection to the pressure switch is made through a T with purge valve. Since the pressure switch operates on a vacuum, dry air is constantly blown through the boiler casing, which prevents the formation of condensate. And if condensate does get into the tube, it will be blown out because there is an air intake. So, what can you do yourself if condensate still forms? To begin with, it is necessary to use heating temperatures above 50 degrees. Secondly, to dry the volume of the boiler, you can use the airflow from the room. To do this, you need to open the purge hatch. If condensate has formed in the impulse tube, we can blow it out. To do this, disconnect from the pressure switch, making sure to remember which fitting it was connected to, blow out the tube, and reconnect it to the pressure switch. In which cases is it still necessary to call a service specialist? If the formation of condensate continues despite you having done everything to reduce its formation. Also, if condensate and water vapor have gotten onto the contacts of the room pressure switch, you will most likely need to replace it. If you know other reasons for the formation of condensate and ways to combat it, please write in the comments. That's all from me. Goodbye.